check out what we have here today. Hi, this is Bobby from Evo, and today I have the Ferrari California T. So this new 3.9 litre V8 engine, which is twin turbocharged now, replaces the old 4.3 V8. Now the old 4.3 V8 makes about 485 Newton meters of torque and 460 horsepower. And this one, they up it by 110 horsepower. It's 570 horsepower now, and it makes 755 Newton meters of torque. Monumental amount of power. It's for first-time Ferrari owners, you know. It's more easy to live with, it's easier to drive, it's comfortable, you can drop the top down, and it technically has 4 seats, which if you don't have torsos, but it's alright. It's okay for kids, right? And they have changed the styling a lot. If you remember, or you can Google, the old California, they have 2 exhaust pipes stacked up and down, and then they have that weird line that runs across. Let's just say that the previous California isn't the prettiest Ferrari, okay? And now what we have here, they have tweaked the styling, and at least if you didn't already knew about it, both tips are real, okay? The old Ferrari California, one of the tip is fake. Yeah, well, that adds to the appeal. So that's the Venturi here, you can see that. So that channels airflow to give downforce to the car. So the entire rear end of the car has changed. The entire front end of the car has changed as well. I think it looks a lot better now. It's a very handsome car. The old California looks a bit like a, I don't know, I don't really like how the California looks back then, but this one is beautiful. The lights, the daytime running. Right, so we have what, carbon ceramics here, and I'm gonna drop the top down and give it a good drive. You know what makes my car and your car different? What's the difference between your car and my car? I can tell when it's raining. Yeah. Ah, the rain stopped. Beep. It goes like that. Have a 7-speed dual clutch, but under sports mode it's a bit savage. It's a bit like single clutch transmission, to be honest, and that's the loudest I've ever been on this road. So I'm behind the wheels of the California T. So, well, people might call it the baby Ferrari, but come on, it's no baby, man. And they've turbocharged it. It's such a different sensation when you drive a Ferrari. I mean, of course, you expect $1 million car to be superbly luxurious, like a Bentley, Rolls Royce and all that. Nah, none of that. Ferrari is not about being snobbish. It's never about the exquisite materials and all that, you know, excess of capitalism. It's never about that. It's about engineering, it's about technology, it's about racing technology. So when you're in a cabin of a Ferrari, you don't expect. Of course, they use genuine materials. I'm not saying the build quality is bad in whatsoever manner. You know, there's proper carbon fiber stuffs, and their design, right? Their interior design is so unique. There's no other cars out there like Ferrari is the way they have their way of designing an interior that is so emotional. Is when you look at it, are they trying to be luxurious? No, no way. Are they trying to be, you know, the German briefcase look? No, it's just classic Ferrari stuff, and it really stirs your emotion like you're basically behind a race car, right? And you have bits like, you know, rubbery stuffs that you know they're gonna turn sticky in a few years' time. But that's the whole experience, right? This is the tactile feeling of everything that you control is actually more important than how long they'll last. So that's how things go in a Ferrari, and yeah, it's very, very unique. So they've thoroughly updated the car. Of course, I'll show more bits and details when we go through the interior later on. As I've said in my videos, I don't talk that much when I'm behind a great car. Yeah. Of course, you wouldn't want to listen to my voice, right, than listening to the car. Of course, it's not as screaming as those days, right, when they are not force inducted. But why? It's still, and yeah, another thing, it doesn't sound artificial. You look at all those A45 AMGs, Golf Rs, blah blah, TTRS and all that. Every time you lift the throttle, they go brr, 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 and they sound the same whether you're going 60 or 130. When you lift the throttle or you downshift, that burble sounds exactly the same. It's like those comedies that you watch where people laugh, whatever they talk, that the same thing got played again and again. And this doesn't. It doesn't sound artificial, at least to me. Yep. So this is the interior of the California T. Well, let me show you something. To go into manual, okay, I'm gonna go through all the weird stuffs about how Italians figure stuffs, alright? As you can clearly see, there's no gear lever. So to go into neutral, I need to use both hands, because you flip both pedals at the same time, it goes into neutral. That's normal, you know, when we play games or whatsoever. Yeah, that's normal. Let's find some of the weirdest stuffs, alright? Now, most of the time when you see someone that you don't really like, you do that, but it doesn't sound. It's here. See that? See? That's where the horn is. Wiper, when it rains, it's here. Doop. Alright? Then how do you turn it off? You push it back up. I'm serious. Okay? So then to increase the velocity, basically it's one toggle that you can do this and you can do that. Alright? So this is sports mode, comfort, and all the way up and back one time is to switch off the traction control. Alright? Yes. So that's the damper settings. Alright? That's the fog lamp. This one, what's that? That's a turn signal. Okay. That's it. Alright, that's the turn signal. And what else? How do you unlock the car? Imagine you got up this car for the first time, you'd be like, how do I unlock it? So these are the window switches. Okay, that's for the hardtop. Launch control, don't do it, you'll damage the transmission. Auto, reverse, so you just press reverse and then the car will go into reverse. And it's a beautiful place with a collection of buttons that you don't really understand how they operate, right? This might look like it's a toggle, but it's not. In turn, certain stuffs is a toggle, but it doesn't look like it. It's a fascinating place, you know. It's, how do I put this? It's like the Italians going, I know what I'm doing, right? and they just do it, and then you learn their way. So this is Ferrari. This is Ferrari's spirit. I am what I am. You come if you want to, right? You just come to me if you like me. If you don't, you just go away. It's touch sensitive, and basically you change the modes. But I don't know what it does, why they even do this, but it's super cool. And out of nowhere, it's touch sensitive. Yeah, it's just cool. It's just cool. And this has got to be the infotainment screen that wins the award of the ones that, how do I put this, that is completely not in line with how much they charge you for the car, right? So this is a 1.7 million ringgit Ferrari California T, and yeah, but again, this adds up to the experience, right? It's like, what, you think you're in a PlayStation? No, drive. Why do you spend time on this? Drive, idiot, just drive. This is Ferrari, right? Switch off. There's a mixture of, you know, like painted metal, look-alike plastic bits, and then there's satin finish, almost real metal-like stuff, beautiful, again, satin finish, and really cheap chromes. So it's a mixture. And then, well, the Italians will go normale, right? This is beautiful. You know, when you rev the car, the rev counter goes up. It's just an amazing place. It's nowhere by far near the kind of precision and build of Porsches. Alright, it's by far. But you kind of felt that when the Germans are laughing at the Italians for having the audacity to build a cabin for a car that is so expensive, yet without the kind of absolute precision, the Italians seem to smile back and go like, well, you do not understand. You know, is the thing is like this. You have a pair of shoes that is made from a super factory by super robots with laser precision and all that, and then you have another factory where they hand sew your shoes, right? Everything is hand sewn, whatever. Yeah, it's by hand, it's stitching. And for those people who have bought shoes that are crafted by hand, you will know that it's the unequal. It's not even unequal. That little flaw that you can spot is actually part of the experience of buying these handcrafted shoes, because this is in California. Now, what we have here, I mean, it's definitely not to my taste, you know. But Ferrari has their, you know, atelier programs and all that. You can customize till, I mean, you can basically customize whatever you like. All right, you want this in yellow, whatever, you want your signature here, you want that cute little horse that your daughter drawn in she has drawn that horse in class and all that. You want that horse to be here. I don't know, it's just part of the experience. Ferrari, wow. Well, we used to remember Ferrari making that kind of sound, right? But no, now it's turbocharged era. So the kind of sound that you make is sort of like, yeah, it's loud, but it's not nice, right? Yep, that's about it. That's the beauty of it. This is a Ferrari. One more time, Ferrari. All right. that's the place you go when you're in a California T. So I've been driving around in the California T, dropping the top off. It's such an experience. What caught me by surprise isn't so much the power of it, because come on, 570 horsepower, 560 or that, 755 Newton meters of torque is mind-boggling. I mean, it's the way it's delivered. Except the sound, okay, it does sound like a turbocharged engine. Okay, there's no pretension about it. It doesn't sound like a high revving V8. It doesn't sound like that in any way. But it's the way the power is delivered. It's very linear. There is a tad of turbo lag because you know and you expect a lot of power coming from it. So the initial part, you will automatically perceive it as turbo lag because you know it now has turbochargers, because I know the horsepower figures. Where if not, it's normal. Normal engines behave like that. Low rev, low power. High rev, higher power. So that's the way they do it, and it's how it behaves. And when you floor it, can you hear it? It's a beast. When the revs go up at the correct gear, it's a freaking beast. It's not a baby Ferrari. They are lying to you. Ferrari is lying to you if they say this is a baby Ferrari, because it is not. It's the kind of power output that the top rung M cars or Audi RS cars are making. Right, it's 560, 570. It's turbo S level of power that this baby Ferrari is making. And I really love the way they changed the design. It looks great now. See, when I enjoy myself, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna talk to you, but it's such a revelation. Do I need to judge whether it drives well or not? There's no point, right? Damn. You know what you should do? Dress yourself up, pretend to look like a rich man, and go for a test drive. People say hi to you. What is the level of embarrassment if you're in a Ferrari and it rains and you couldn't close the top off?
That would be harakiri level, man.